The only reason why we would ever do the daily so early is because Apple did it again. Yes, the iPhone SE is finally out after almost 2 years of nonstop leaks, and it's everything we thought but didn't necessarily want. Google might be working on designing their own chips for Pixels and Chromebooks, and Nokia might still delay the 9.3 PureView, but the new leaks give us hopes what to expect. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I feel that if anything, OnePlus should be flattered because clearly Apple is paying attention to their launch cycle. This is Pocketnow Daily. Alright, so the official news today will begin with deals, as we usually do, but the thing about it is, these are mostly Samsung, some of them expensive products, some of them not. Starting, for example, with the Z Flip, which is currently $195 off, leaving it at $1,305, and that's the dual, that eSIM and regular SIM 256GB storage variant. The Galaxy S20 Plus 5G is also $200 off, leaving the 512GB of storage variant for $1,150 shipped. The AKG NC700 wireless headphones are also $250 off, leaving them at $100. Not necessarily my favorite, but we've got that and a ton of other leaks in the description. And yes, the OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro were announced yesterday and pretty much also went on sale. Our comparison video between them went live as well. We figured instead of doing a hands-on or a review, a comparison between them would help people make a better decision over which one is the better buy. Now, it seems that in the United States, the better buy actually went high as the devices sold out within 10 minutes of the company opening up orders, including all color variants and all storage tiers. If you didn't manage to get one, relax because this was a limited release. They will be back fully on April 29th, considering they don't sell out as well, but we hope they do. I mean, these are rough times. It's just kind of hard with that price tag if you think of it. Now, if you remember, Sony announced their Xperia 1 Mark II a couple of weeks ago, and there was that debate over the launch. We heard Q2 and so many others. But the thing about it is now the company's official Twitter account from Spain answered a different tweet saying that the device would be available for purchase by the end of this month. Just to remind everybody of specifications, it packs a 4K OLED display, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, 3 12-megapixel cameras, a 4,000 milliamp-hour battery, IP68 certification. So yes, stay tuned. I know that a lot of people were excited about these Sony phones. I honestly wasn't because, I've reviewed so many of them and they've always been such a disappointment, but we'll see. Now, if you remember that Nokia 9 PureView that was announced last year at MWC, that was a weird timeline to start, and then the product was an amazing idea that did not deliver at all. So much so that we didn't see the 9.1, 9.2, and the rumors that we've been covering have been of the 9.3 PureView, which we were expecting for a launch on the second half of this year. Now we get more details on specifications that include an 120Hz display, either Samsung 64 or 108 megapixel sensor as the primary camera, a telephoto lens, a depth sensor, a macro shooter, and apparently it will also include OIS. Let's just hope they don't go for that 2 megapixel macro camera that was on the OnePlus 8, which is just flat out terrible. But we'll see. I wish they would have continued with the whole light approach, but I think that was just not a good idea. Now, for the longest time, Samsung, Apple, and Huawei, they've been building their own chips, and we even saw Google not necessarily make their processor, but we did see the company to a certain degree tinker with that Pixel Core chip that they added to their Pixels ever since version 2, I believe. Now we hear rumors that the company apparently wants to join into the, big kids club. According to a new report, the company is working on their own Pixel chip for both Pixel devices and Chromebooks, codenamed Whitechapel. Apparently it's in collaboration with Samsung and their 5nm technology. Google has reportedly already tried the Pixel chip, but we'll have to wait a little more to see how it goes on Chromebooks. Now, here's the thing. This is not necessarily a good thing, as first of all, Google's not really good at manufacturing or designing their own phones, so I hope they do a better job on their chips. But then also, they're collaborating with Samsung, and Samsung has not done a good job with their Exynos chips either. So I don't think this is going to be a good plan, and I know that Google and Qualcomm have always been good collaborators. This is weird. We'll see. But finally, the hottest news today, the reason why we would ever do this video earlier is because Apple did it again. You would think that OnePlus had stolen the show yesterday with their OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro, and out of the blue, the next day, we get an iPhone SE, and it makes a dramatic statement for a couple of reasons. First up, it's got the same design of the iPhone 8. We know that the bezels are huge, but it includes Touch ID, which I know will make a ton of people happy. It doesn't bring a headphone jack, pretty much like the iPhone 8, and it also includes an IP67 certification. It offers Qi wireless charging, the A13 Bionic chip on the newest iPhone 11. It includes 64, 128, or 256 gigabytes of storage, and they haven't revealed the battery size, but Apple claims that it's pretty much like the iPhone 8, which we actually praised. It brings iOS 13 and haptic touch. Notice no 3D touch on this device, and it also has that dual SIM approach where one is a physical SIM and the other is an eSIM. Now, when it comes to the camera, it basically has the same capabilities of the iPhone XR, with a single 12 megapixel shooter at f1.8 that uses computational photography for features like portraits, smart HDR, and more, and it is also capable of shooting 4K at 60 frames per second and slow motion video at 1080p, but up to 240 frames per second. Best part of all, and this is the reason why this matters, it starts at $399. The most expensive iPhone SE that you can buy is $549. I'm trying to think of which phone. Like, think about it. This pretty much competes against the Pixel 3a, but then I know that the iPhone XR does a significantly better job than most phones when it comes to its camera. But then if it brings the A13 Bionic, then that means that we could even get photography that's as good as the iPhone 11, which is pretty much comparable to the Pixel 3a, if not better, particularly in its video capabilities. So let us know in the comments down below, what do you think about the iPhone SE? Do you like what you get here? Do you not? Because in my case, here's the thing, guys. We finally get black bezels at the front. It's not that I like them, but finally on a white phone, black bezels, which I always wanted on iPhones back in the day. But for me, it's this whole statement. Right now, these are not the best times in the world. It would be best if products are aggressively priced. $399 for a product that's almost as good as the iPhone 11 means a lot. I feel that it makes a real big statement to companies like OnePlus that went expensive with the OnePlus 8, and I don't necessarily feel that they deliver that level of a price tag. I feel that this is a good statement for Apple, but let us know what you think in the comments down below. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me stay at home making videos. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.